So what we're going to do here is we're going to use a T40 on a 3/8 drive ratchet to break these bolts loose, because what you find in a lot of oil change shops is they will crank these down with an impact, or when you go to break them back loose, you actually start to beat up the thread where the T40 fits up inside there. And a lot of Raptor owners, they do not like that. A lot of these people with the specialized vehicles just really want you to take care of their stuff just like it's yours. So what I do is I use a 3/8 to break them loose to get everything moving, and then you can come back with something pneumatic, not electric. I don't like the way electric just beats the living hell out of these things, but I break them loose. Here I'm showing you that I got these loose all the way around, and then you can come back. I just use my 3/8 drive snap-on, real lightly pull the trigger and just zip them out the rest of the way. And then on the last bolt down here in the right corner of the screen, or top right if you're watching this, depending on which way I leave the camera, here I just real lightly barely touch the trigger, just pull them right out, no stress on them. Showing you here that just real light, not damaging anything, not making the hole bigger, wearing out the actual spot where the T40 sits inside. And then as you take out the last bolt here, the cover will start to rotate down, and it will actually hang by the one spot. Not putting any stress or anything on it, just leave it. And then the clips that go onto the cover, something will address after I show you here. No damage done. The spot where the T40 sits down inside the bolt head didn't make anything larger, didn't damage anything, still in good shape. And now what I'm going to do is take one of these clips and show you how to open the snap part. Oh, these are a pair of channel lock number 209, really wide style, small, short oil filter pliers that I love to use. They bite in real nice whenever you get stubborn oil filters. This one was put on here kind of tight. It started to move a little bit, but then I was like, hell with it. I'm just going to grab the filter pliers and spin it out the rest of the way. You can see as I grab it here, where those really bite into the oil filter, it's dripping. Just back the filter off the base kind of nice and easy, and let it drain. Just don't stress it. You got it cracked loose, just leave it there, let it drain real light. Now I've let it drain for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's almost just a real light trickle stream. And I'm going to reach up in there and actually pull the filter off, but just go real slow. Nice and slow, controlling it. Don't get crazy and start spinning it, slinging oil all around the place. It's not going to speed anything up by trying to go fast, because you're going to create more of a mess, and then you're going to spend the same time if you would have just taken it easy and treated the vehicle like it was your vehicle. Here I get close to the end, and now I'm just going to real lightly put some pressure on it, going back while turning it at the same time. Dump a little bit at a time into the filter, not to overload that front part of the tray, and then it spills all over the place. So here, let it drain a little, hold it up, and then I tip it, let a little bit more come out, I kick it back up some, and then I do it again, just to keep it in the front part of that tray, not to make a mess all over everything. A little bit more, and eventually I get to a spot where I can go ahead and then finish dumping the rest of it real nice and easy without spilling it all over the place. And that's what I'm doing right here, just kind of tipping it down, letting it drain into the front part. And then once I feel comfortable with the amount that's drained out, I'll actually tip it back up with it in the upward position and pull it nice and easy out of there without spilling it all over the place. Typically I find people rush, and that's when they get stuff all over and they create more of a problem. They create unhappy customers with oil on their front splash shields on the driveway and stuff, and then that's when you get complaints and bad reviews. So you're nice and easy, pull it out. And then I'll wipe as much as I can of this little bit of debris that's around the outside. I use some of the oil that's on the surface to trap some of it as I wipe the rag around. Right here I'm wiping some of the tray out before I wipe the excess on the outside of that filter mount contact area. So I'm wiping the tray and I'm pulling stuff into the rag at the same time. And right here I switch over to another rag, continue to wipe the tray a little bit, and then I'm going to reach up there and wipe the base of the oil filter off, or the mounting contact surface. Just nice and easy. Get any kind of varnish and tarnish if I can, any excess dirt that I don't want trapped in there when I go to stick the new oil filter on. And of course you're never going to stop that oil dripping out of that cooler assembly completely, so when you spin it back on you really have to make sure there's the new one going on. A couple drips got on it when I was going to put it up there, but you see I wipe it off here in a little bit. So now right here I start to make contact and then I go half a turn. Half to 3/4 turn is spec. So there, I get right at about a half turn right here, and it feels nice and snug. Don't over tighten it. Then I get a fresh rag and go ahead and wipe everything off of there. As much as I possibly can, get my hand back in there as far as possible on all sides of the filter, the base. I don't want anybody to think it's leaking, so you do a good clean job, and then you don't have to worry about customer complaints. As long as you take care of their vehicle just like it's yours, like it should be, there's no issue. Then I reach back in the pan and continue wiping as much as I possibly can. And then I show you a trick right here where I actually lay the rag across the top of the drain thing, the catch area. And what I'll do is I'll lay the rag across it and I'll pull it through this hole that I'm showing you right there in the bottom. See, there's no oil on the power steering module, none of that, no mess being made anywhere. So now I will lay the rag across it, take a pair of needle nose pliers and pull it through to get off any residual oil that may be in that drain port. There I am, laid it down, pushed it down inside the hole a little bit, then I take a pair of needle nose pliers and I grab the rag as it's coming through the bottom, finish pulling it through to make sure I've got every drip of oil that could possibly get on that cover or the customer's driveway out of there. It makes for a clean job, makes for a happy customer. And now what I'm going to do is take these clips that slop around on there, they don't ever clip back into the hole, and I'll actually show you how to take a small pocket screwdriver and bend those clip tabs back down some so you can make sure they stay in their spot. Just a little pocket screwdriver or any kind of flat blade screwdriver you have. And then I got one put in that was falling off. Now I've got the other one to the right of it I want to pull off, and that one's loose. So now I'm going to do the same thing with that one to make sure it stays in the contact hole where it goes. So I got it bent down a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and snap it back on. Popped into the hole right there, and now it's not going anywhere. Now I can go ahead and secure my cover. You don't have to crank this cover down like crazy with an impact. Just tighten it up nice and snug. That's all you need, and that's it. Clean job, customer's happy. These are tight spots to work in, but this is how you work in the tight spot and get it super clean so you don't have to worry about customer complaints and doing the job right. Thanks, guys.